Hey everyone, and welcome back to today. We're diving into one of the most asked about coins in all of Australian numismatics. It's a coin that looks, for all intents and purposes, completely normal. It's the coin you'd get in your change from the milk bar, the one that's been jangling around in your pocket or sitting in a jar for decades. It's the 1981 50-cent piece. And the question I get all the time is, Alex, what's my 1981 50-cent coin worth? Well, buckle up, because the answer is one of the most fascinating stories in modern coinage. The value of this coin ranges from 50 cents, that's right. In this jar right here, I might have a coin worth a used car. And the reason why is a tale of a royal wedding, a last-minute panic, and one of the rarest errors the Royal Australian Mint has ever produced. First, let's get to know our subject. The Australian 50-cent coin, as we know, it was introduced in 1969. It's a large, chunky coin made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. And it's dodecagonal. That's 12-sided for those of us who aren't geometry fans. IT features the brilliant, stylized portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin on the obverse, or head side. And on the reverse, the magnificent Australian coat of arms, featuring the kangaroo and the emu, designed by Stuart Devlin. Now, here's where our story for 1981 begins. In a normal year, the Royal Australian Mint would produce millions of these coins for general circulation. But 1981 wasn't a normal year. It was the year of the marriage of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. To commemorate this huge event, the Mint decided to suspend the normal production of the 50-cent coin and instead focus all its efforts on creating a special commemorative coin. This was a beautiful coin featuring the conjoined portraits of Charles and Diana. Because the Mint's resources were entirely dedicated to striking millions of these commemoratives, the plan was to produce 0 regular 50-cent coins for general circulation in 1981. The official, standard 1981 50-cent coin was not supposed to exist. So, if no regular 50-cent coins were meant to be made, why do so many of us have them? This is the heart of the mystery. Here's what historians and numismatists believe happened. At the very start of the production run for the year, before the dies for the royal wedding coin were fully ready, the Mint used the previous year's dies, the 1980 dies, to strike a very small, initial batch of regular 50-cent coins. Think of it as a test run, or using up the last of the old blanks. The exact number isn't known, but estimates are staggeringly low. It's believed that only between 200,000 and 250,000 of these regular 1981 50-cent coins were ever minted. Compare that to the over 20 million minted in 1980 or the 30 million in 1982. Right off the bat. The standard 1981 50 cent is rare. It's one of the lowest mintage circulation coins of the decimal era. In circulated condition, just finding one is a small win for a collector, and it's typically worth anywhere from $15 to $50 simply because of its scarcity. But we're not here to talk about $50. We're here to talk about thousands. And that brings us to the error. Within that tiny population of 200,000 coins, a handful, and I mean a literal handful, of coins were struck with a catastrophic error. They are known as the 1981 mule 50-cent coin. That in coin terminology, a mule is a coin that is struck with obverse and reverse dies that were not intended to be paired together. It's like a donkey and a horse creating a mule, two different parents in this case. The error was that a small number of coins were struck using the obverse, or heads, die from the standard 50-cent coin, but the reverse, or tails, die from a 1981 20-cent coin. Now, you'd think this would be obvious, right? A giant 50-cent coin with a tiny 20-cent design on the back. But it's not that simple. The Mint reused the same master tool for the Queen's portrait on many denominations. So the obverse looks perfectly normal. The trick is on the reverse. You have to look at the size of the design, not the animal. The 20-cent reverse design is much smaller and sits raised within a much wider, flat rim on the 50-cent coin planchet than on a normal 50-cent coin. The paws of the kangaroo and the feet of the emu come very close to the rim. On a mule, there's a huge, empty gap between the edge of the platypus design and the rim of the coin. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee IT is estimated that only 5 to 10 of these mule coins exist. They're the undisputed kings of modern Australian decimal coinage. .so. Let's finally answer the question. What is your 1981 50-cent coin worth? If you have a 1981 50-cent coin that's been in circulation, it has scratches, dings, it's lost its luster, it's still a valuable coin. As we said, it's scarce. In low grade, it's worth $15 to $50. In better condition, maybe $60 to $150. Not life-changing, but a fantastic find. If you have one that is pristine, as it came from the mint with its original luster, what we call brilliant uncirculated, or BU, the value jumps significantly. A regular BU 1981 50-cent coin can be worth $200 to $500, depending on the market and its quality. This is the million-dollar baby. Well, almost. Only a handful have ever come to auction, and when they do, it's headline news in the coin world. In 2021, one sold at auction for a staggering. And with inflation and increasing demand, experts believe the next one to appear could easily break the $20,000 mark. It is the ultimate pocket change treasure hunt. So. How do you check? Go get your coin jars, everyone. I'll wait. First, find a 1981 50-cent coin. The date is right under the queen's neck. An emu are large. On the mule, the platypus is small, and there's a massive, flat plane around it. It looks wrong. It looks empty. If you think you might have one, do not clean it. Handling it carefully by the edge, place it in a protective capsule, and then get it verified by a professional coin dealer or a certification service like the PCGS or NGC. They have the experts to authenticate it. So, the humble 1981 50-cent coin is a perfect example of how history, a production quirk, and a massive minting error can create a legend. It's a coin that proves that treasure is still out there, hiding in plain sight, in our own homes. That IT may just be worth 50 cents to the shopkeeper, but to us, it's a piece of a fantastic story. A story of a coin that wasn't supposed to be, and a tiny handful that broke all the rules. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1981 50-cent coin? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of coins. Until next time, happy hunting!